Hello everyone, welcome back to the table, and welcome to The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Now, Uthastyr here had spent the better part of yesterday, the 17th of last seed, doing his usual hunting, foraging, gathering, living the best life that he can as a hunter in these harsh northern climes. Well, central climes of Skyrim, technically, but in the mountains it's a little chilly. Anyway, he woke up this morning to a very loud roar. Not being the most immediate to go out and risk his life for the sake of curiosity, he decided to wait a little while. It is currently the afternoon, and he has finally decided that he's kind of bored with what he's doing at the moment, and he's going to take a short gander over to the settlement that he knows is Helgen, that is just up this road, because he believes that's the direction the sound came from. Oh wow. Yeah, the roar was very loud and deep and definitely bestial. He is going to do his usual thing of picking up all the ingredients that he feels like he would find useful. And Uthastyr, being the kind of person that he is, he doesn't really travel to places much. He is very self-reliant. However, he is familiar with Helgen, and it's definitely shocking to see it in disarray like this. From where he was in his camp, he didn't hear any of the other commotion that was going on around here, but it was definitely the loud roar and fire breathing and calling meteors from orbit in the sky that really grabbed his attention. That could be useful. Wait. Oh, I'm not going to take advantage of that glitch, if it is a glitch. Oh, it's unfortunate. Oh. He picks up a leather-bound journal, apparently. Maybe it might give some idea of what happened here. After this text clears that's at the top, this journal contains several undated entries. First entry. Hard to believe I filled up that whole journal already. I never realized how much of Cyrodiil I haven't seen yet. So much diversity, yet so much destruction from the Great War. A lot of history has been lost here forever. The expedition is ending soon, and everyone will be returning home. I have one last task to perform before I do the same. I'll send the other journal ahead with my supplies and the artifacts we recovered. Second entry. I've received word from my contacts in Skyrim. All seem quiet for now, probably for the first time since High King Torek was killed. I should be able to make the crossing quietly enough during the night, so long as there are no Imperial patrols to deal with. Third entry. So much for being discreet. I crossed the border near a small village called Helgen and made my way up to Darkwater Crossing. Unfortunately, I can't get back to my camp now because the area has filled with Imperial patrols. It seems they are searching for someone very important. If I'm not mistaken, someone they intend to ambush here. This could be the very thing I am seeking here in Skyrim, but crossing the border in the dead of night without passing through the checkpoints has turned out to be a very bad plan. 4th entry. I woke early this morning with an Imperial sword pressed to my neck. A patrol found me camped under a rock outcropping on the edge of the volcanic marshes. I guess I wasn't as well hidden as I thought. I have no idea where they're taking us, but I've been stuffed into the back of a rickety old cart being pulled by an even more rickety-looking old nag. At least they let me keep my journal. For now. 5th entry. Shore's bones, if only I had known sooner. They ambush the captives in the cart with me, Stormcloak rebels, led by none other than Ulfric Stormcloak himself. There's no time to explain properly. I scarcely believe it myself. If it hadn't been for the dragon, I'd not even be here to write this down. Yes, a dragon. Big, black, and red. As large as the towers of the keep itself. It swooped in out of nowhere and laid waste to the village and the keep. General Tullius didn't take my head today, or the heads of several Stormcloak rebels, but that doesn't matter now. Advar and Ralof set aside their differences to help the survivors. They went into the lower keep hours ago, something about caves with a back entrance. I don't think they're coming back. I'll have to see if I can get out of the city and down to Riverwood. Someone needs to warn them. This building won't remain standing for much longer. I can't believe it. A dragon, straight out of the legends. Nobody back home will ever believe me. So I guess that, like whoever this individual was, as they mentioned in the journal, they didn't have time to actually write down properly in detail what was going on. But unaware of Uthastyr, or unknown to Uthastyr, he didn't realize there was a rebellion going on. To be very honest, Uthastyr up to this point had quite frankly kind of been left in isolation, self-isolation that is, just in his little neck of the woods, so to speak. So a lot of the larger political scope and events Skyrim are very unknown to him. And he is very curious as far as what that means for him. He's not entirely aware. Oh, I'm gonna stick with the bow. Yeah, he's not aware of what any of this will mean for him, and it might not affect him at all. He's currently not stressing too much about it. He's actually more interested in, quite frankly, about his survival in that sense. He's been doing that his entire life, essentially. But this time around, he's actually more curious as to things he can more take advantage of in this scenario. It does seem like, or at least in this instance, in Helgen's case, there are a lot of things he can loot and use for whatever he feels he needs to. That does sound a bit heartless of him, but the reality is that he quite frankly relies a lot on scavenging and looting. That dragon in the journal sure made quite the mess here. He's never had a reason to actually be in Helgen outside of trading a few items Actually, he probably hunted this rabbit and pheasant to sell, you know, that kind of thing. Well, he knows that wine and stuff is used for cooking, so he's gonna take some. Nice, some mead. So he is definitely more interested at this point in collecting what he can that will help him in his survival, is basically what he's doing at the moment. Is he sorry that people died? Yeah, that sucks. In fact, he was destined at some point in his early life, mid to late teenage years, to actually kill someone in the name of his coming of age ritual with the Breton reachmen type. And he's not about that. That's ultimately why he left home. So he's not a fan of death. He understands death is sometimes necessary, but when it is not at all necessary, that's where his issue is. And he's pretty sure some of these people didn't actually deserve their fate. I'm gonna take that to break down. He's a bit handy with magic, being a Breton and all. And why use magic, or why use a lockpick when you can just force the lock open with magic while those doors open very loudly? But I ask why I'm walking so slowly. It's because my stamina is gone, basically. Am I carrying too much now? No. My stamina is just regenerating very slowly. Now, while he's doing this, he is, of course, being timid and cautious. But with how much of chaos and destruction ensued outside, he's quite certain there isn't going to be much down here. Especially with the areas he just came across with, you know, dead soldiers. He's not that worried about things being down here. Yeah, because his inventory is kind of full, his stamina is dropping quicker. Okay. I'm almost out of carry capacity, so I'm just going to carry the light stuff. Best I can, anyway. I'm definitely going to have to drop stuff. Ah, weapon of choice. He is actually a two-handed individual with his weapons. And he prefers great swords over the heavier stuff. I need to drop some things. Probably a couple of these. And one of these. Apparently dropping stuff on you damages you. Oh, arrows. That's always good. His hunting bow is going to be better than that long bow. Sometimes there's someone over here, but I guess there isn't. Might as well get a little healing in. Oh yeah. Arrows are going to weigh some amount. And he'd much rather carry a bunch of arrows than armor that's really not going to do him any good unless he breaks them down. Yeah, that gives him 6 carry weights to work with. Because of that, he's probably not going to do hunting right now. What he needs to do, actually, is take some advice and warn the people of Riverwood. There were those individuals mentioned in the journal, Hadvar and Ralof, and a cave was mentioned, and the only cave around Helgen that Uthastyr is aware of is that cave we just passed. That's just down the little trail from his campsite. So it might be worth investigating that, but also it seems like that those individuals haven't, or most likely won't, survive the trip out of the cave. So now he has a little bit of weight on his conscience of, should he investigate the cave to see if they even survived? Because one last thing he wants to do is to leave an area that someone could actually be alive. Not that he's any kind of person that suicidally will rescue people. It's just more of, he actually doesn't know that cave really. In fact, he avoids it because he is quite certain from tracks around it and certain markers and indicators of what could be living in there. He's pretty certain that a bear lives or lived in that cave. So he stayed kind of clear from it. Okay. That is all for well, pretty night, that's for sure. But that means it's late and will be cold. He's probably going to make his way back to his camp so he can spend the night. He would most certainly do that, or want to do that, instead of trying to find a bedroll or a bed in this now destroyed Helgen. Alright, because I am walking, it's going to take a while for me to get back to camp, so I will see you when we get there. Alright, we're back at camp. And what time is it? 10 o'clock. He's not hungry yet, so he might... Oh, he is famished. Why didn't I notice that? So he is going to have to eat something before going to bed. Okay, now he's tired. Okay. So let's just go to bed. Wake up, Yeah. Wake up when there's some sunlight. I actually really like this track that's playing. Yeah, I'm getting hungry apparently. Just not surprising. Oh, let's do potato soup. What can we cook right now? Ooh, very nice. I'm honestly going to try to avoid making these just restores X amount of health types of foods, just because it doesn't really work with Starfrost very well. And actually, this is a good time to explain that. Alright, so I'm going to pick something that restores stamina, restores magicka, and restores health. Regenerates, rather. I now have a well-fed bonus. So I'm rested, which gives me 5% extra experience, and I'm well-fed, which gives me 10% extra experience. Which are all wonderful. So not every meat in this game gives you health regeneration for some reason. I think part of it is a slight mod incompatibility or oversight in Starfrost's perspective that makes it so that foods that you get from Hunterborn aren't gonna work, which is unfortunate. Because I technically do have a survival mode Hunterborn compatibility patch, but I don't think that is taken in consideration from or into Starfrost's scripting. Took me a while to figure out that word. All right. So I think he slept on it, literally. He slept on the thought, and he has decided to actually investigate this cave. Actually, the thought of it kept him awake for most of the night. He was just waiting for a time to wake up into some brighter levels of sunlight, basically. Okay, here goes. He's taking a deep breath, hoping that there isn't a cave in a cave in this cave. Caveception. He's hoping there isn't a bear in here. Okay. So one thing you're going to notice is that as I'm sneaking, my stamina is going down really fast. That is part of the Blade and Blunt mod. It's a recommended setting to keep it there because you can disable it. It's recommended, so I did decide to keep it. That's not good. The reason I'm keeping it is because I don't want to be an overpowered stealth archer and lean into that meme. So what I have to do is when I decide to sneak, I'm going to have to actually decide, is it worth the sneaking or is it worth the sitting and waiting? And as a hunter, that kind of makes sense. Or at least in my perspective, it does. I don't know if, I've never been hunting, I've never gone hunting with anyone, so I actually don't know what that experience is. But I'm pretty sure you're sitting and waiting in the same spot for a decent amount of time before you decide to move on. But as far as Skyrim is concerned with the mechanic of stealth, I now have a stamina economy forcing me to actually either move or use my bow. That is someone on the ground there. In a pseudo-fetal position, so probably in some level of pain, I would assume. Let's see what they're up to. Oh. Someone there too. So he's clearly an Imperial soldier because of iconography. The journal said something about setting aside differences, so I assume Uthastyr assumes that individual is Stormcloak. Since the only kind of differences at the moment are... Well, the only kind of difference is the rebellion. Ooh. He's not sure. He does have, like, I guess, cultural memory of what Ulfric had done in liberating the Reach from Reachmen. But he, of course... Well, he was raised to basically think that Nords are horrible people. He, of course, has developed his own opinion because he does not live that life anymore. Ooh. I'm gonna go for this individual. Detected. Why did you come back? I've never been here. He repeats, why did you come back? Came to see what was going on here. Are you mad? You need to warn Riverwood. Quit messing around and get down there. What? No, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. Go to Oblivion with it. You're here and I need help. I need a healing potion before I can go. Go on. Once I'm back on my feet, we can go together and warn them. So long as that dragon isn't still out there. Not from what I saw. It's been and gone. Have you got that healing potion yet? Yes, I have one right here. Excellent, I'll take whatever you have to offer. Give him a minor healing potion because that's all he really needs, actually. Thanks, that's much better. Look out. Damn, that was close. We should get out of here. Yes, we should. I kind of wish there was a bit of dialogue to explain who that other individual is, but there isn't. I mean, we all know it's Ralof. Because that's what the journal described.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back. Closest town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's the blacksmith there. I'm sure he'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today.
As a quick side note, sorry to break any kind of immersion you guys might have had already. I am really sorry for the performance of this game. In certain points, I do have a very old computer. I am in the process of getting the resources, if you want to say that, to get a new one as soon as I can. But until then, hi camp. I'll be back in a moment. About to go to Riverwood, apparently.
Listen, you should go to Solitude and join up with the Imperial Legion. We could really use someone like you. And if the rebels have themselves a dragon, General Tullius is the only one who can stop them.
You really think that will help? Destroyed a whole village. Oh, I need to be careful about my carry weight. Oh, no, I have a decent amount. Never mind. I think it was because of the cooking that I did. You go on ahead or wait. I have my own shit to do. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of ingredient gathering and a lot of, hey, my stamina is gone. I need to walk. I'll probably give you a lot of reminders of how Morrowind was. That's why I installed the mods, to make it that way. I don't like the idea of, and I explained this in my previous video, I don't like how in Skyrim you can, or Oblivion for that matter, where you can literally be from one end of the province to the other in mere in-game hours, maybe a day, possibly two, depending on encounters you come across. So I definitely like having the option to be forced to actually take a chill. Okay. More stamina, move faster, and take less damage from falling. Have more magicka, spend less magicka when casting spells. Or more health and more efficient at blocking. Now, Uthastyr here is technically a ranger. Not any ranger, though. He can use magic, mostly alteration, and he has some, well, restoration, basic healing capabilities. He also does like to tap a little bit into the illusion aspect. Now, he doesn't have illusion spells right now, but he can see how tricking or altering someone's perception of him or their motives can be beneficial. It is a bit sly and sneaky of him, but it's something he knows can be a good benefit, personal benefit that is. However, because of the kind of character he is, as well as play style and also mechanically, he's going to need a lot of stamina in this game, in this playthrough. So he's going to take the Thief Stone for now. So as you can see at the bottom, the stamina bar actually just got larger, because it added 50 points to that attribute. Now he knows there's something he needs to do, but he's going to take a quick visit down to his good friend here, who he does do dealings from time to time. Ah, they're actually... I forgot. Not Uthastyr, obviously.
Think you might be in the wrong place, friend.
Where's the other friend? Usually the other person who's around here isn't that rude. Alright. I'll let you be. Now, I'm not going to activate these fishing supplies because I want to go through that tutorial at the moment. I want to actually progress through the game in this first episode. There's already going to be a lot of hunting stuff going on. That to add fishing to it will take more time than I want this session. He is definitely more of your bow using individual as opposed to just fishing. He is more of a ranger in that sense. As far as hunting, I mean, I know fishing isn't technically hunting, but it definitely has certain elements that are... The fundamentals are the same, I would think. Having been fishing before, it definitely takes patience, it takes knowledge. Oh, I'm detected apparently. That's not good. Are you just camping there? Or what? There's that one. I'm gonna take the shot. Might as well. One quick moment. I'm back. Sorry about that. That volume was really loud in my ears. I'm still getting accustomed to audio levels in my video editing software. And because I have my headset at the full, volume to make sure I can more accurately make sure that it's processed and at good levels for YouTube. I want to make sure that all devices, once they're at 100% in their volume, it is comfortable enough in hearing that it's okay for people to listen to. And as you're watching my videos, if you are noticing any audio weirdness, do let me know and I'll try my best to fix it. And if you have any tips of how I can fix it, let me know. I do all of my editing through my headset, quite frankly, because it's a lot easier for me to edit that way. So if you are using speakers, I do really apologize for any weird audio level issues. But I've tried adjusting my set. I've tried adjusting my set, or at least how I edit, that it seems that no matter what I do, it's hard for people who use speakers to actually know or to actually hear what's going on. Anyway. Done with that technical talk. I will try to keep it to a minimum. I just had to talk about something during this very long walk to Riverwood. Oh, now I'm carrying too much again. I'm not used to that. My stuff is still draining. Okay. Oh.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Vigil flyer. Well, I didn't realize we would be harassed by a courier this soon. Well, I do see more... Wait, I was about to grab more ingredients, but I am at the brink of encumbered.
I saw a dragon.
What? What is it now, Mother?
It was as big as the mountain and black as night. It flew right over the barrow.
Dragons now, is it? Please, Mother. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy. And I've got better things to do than listen to more of your fantasies.
You'll see. It was a dragon. It'll kill us all and then you'll believe me.
You are a horrible son. Anyway, I think I'm allowed to enter. Before walking in, Uthastyr would have knocked a couple times.
Sigrid, we have company.
Hadvar, we've been so worried about you. Come, you two must be hungry. Sit down and I'll get you something to eat.
Now then, boy, what's the big mystery? What are you doing here looking like you lost an argument with a cave bear?
I don't know where to start. You know I was assigned to General Tullius' guard. We were stopped in Helgen when we were attacked by a dragon.
A dragon? That's ridiculous. You aren't drunk, are you, boy?
Husband, let him tell his story.
Not much more to tell. This dragon flew over and just wrecked the whole place. Mass confusion. I don't know if anyone else got out alive. I doubt I'd made it out myself if not for my friend here. I need to get back to Solitude and let them know what's happened. I thought you could help us out. Food, supplies, a place to stay.
Of course. Any friend of Hadvar's is a friend of mine. I'm glad to help however I can. Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I can. But I need your help. We need your help.
Well, I'll try, I suppose. Well, if he's offering, I think I'm just going to grab probably just the food. Everything else he can already acquire or he thinks is a bit overreaching his... taking advantage of the generosity that was just presented to him.
The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
If you don't mind me asking, how do I get there from here?
Cross the river and then head north. You'll see it just past the falls. When you get to Whiterun, just keep going up. When you get to the top of the hill, you're at Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's palace.
Oh, so that's what the city is called. Okay. I actually do need tools.
Of course.
I'll start with a hammer.
Gold solves most problems, doesn't it? Of course.
And he knows he's going to have to use the smelter at some point.
Gold solves most problems, doesn't it?
Can I use your forge?
I see no harm in it, if you have the skill. The grindstone will improve your weapons. Use the table to improve your armor. If you've got the raw materials, you can use the forge to make something new.
Okay, fair enough.
Hepvar, did you really see a dragon? What did it look like? Did it have big teeth?
Hush,
Well,
John.
I'd better get back to work. You two make yourselves at home.
Well, a normal player would immediately start, opening this chest and grabbing that gold and grabbing the gold on the table and the armor that's downstairs. Uthastyr is no such person. He understands that there's now this great danger in the form of a dragon. And Uthastyr has far more important things to do than to just take stuff from people. Even though he was offered the help, he doesn't want to overstep his welcome, basically. Ooh. He's going to break down that. The cuirass, yes. The sword. The ingot, I think, is worth more than the actual earring, so he will break that down, and he will turn this into steel. Now, the reason he's breaking things down is because he knows that the economy is really rough right now in Skyrim. Now, knowing that there's a civil war going on, that actually explains a lot. He was doing his thing, and it was actually going along just fine, and then within a span of a couple weeks, the offers he was given as far as trade for materials and things he has acquired, or he acquired a while ago, seemed to have just plummeted in value. Plummeted in value, and when he's been wanting to get stuff, it's been well outside of his price range. Also, all of this is helping his smithing. Okay, now that he's broken down what he can, he will try to sell the rest. Wait, where is he? He said he had to go back to work. Oh, sorry, Feindal. Now, Uthastyr will be somewhat familiar with Riverwood as a settlement and a place to have, decent trade. It's not the most prosperous village that he's been to. Not that he's been to very many, that is. But he is aware of, Alvor. He has been to the trader more than Alvor because he doesn't have really any equipment to sell or buy a lot.
Well, one of us has to do something. I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this. Oh, a customer. Sorry you had to hear that.
That was basically how his relationship with his siblings were back in the Reach. Anyway.
Yeah. The Riverwood Trader is everything you need in a general store. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
What prices are things this week? He does not need the spell book. It's only worth 2, but there's not much he can do about that, unfortunately. This animal stuff he can't sell because there's really no value in just their components like that. He has to actually make something out of them, which is unfortunate. And he'll keep the food on him for now. He might sell the pheasant stuff, although if he can make pheasant stew that can regenerate health, he will keep the pheasant meat. What do you have for spells?
I think I have a few old spell books laying about. If you want more, you'll have to go to the College of Winterhold.
Oh, he's heard of that place once or twice. He has oak flesh. Clairvoyance wouldn't be a bad idea. He only has 272 gold though. So actually all of these, they're technically not out of his price range, but he doesn't want to spend the money on this kind of stuff right now. Business had been good, so what made it worse?
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in, but we still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
Maybe I could help you get it back?
You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northwest of town.
So this is your plan, Lucan?
Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
No, by the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town.
Bit too overprotective, I would think. Is it that hard to navigate a door?
This way.
Yes, I am aware. Meant to click open Skyrim. There we go.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow. You can see it from here, though. The mountain just over the buildings. Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else. I wonder why they only stole Lucan's golden claw. I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. Lucan found the claw about a year after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it. He's a tricky one.
Well, when you're a merchant, you kind of have to have tricks up your sleeves.
This is the bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads to Bleak Falls Barrow. I guess I should get back to my brother. He'll throw a fit if I take too long. Such a child. Mara bless you for agreeing to help us.
How much farther along the road do I go?
Well, it's a winding road up the mountain just ahead. You'll know you're in the right place once you spot the old watchtower. Once you get to the tower, head north. Bleak Falls Barrow should be just around the corner further up.
All right.
Good luck. Lucan and I will be waiting for you back in the shop.
Okay. Well, we are literally in a fork in the road. We could either make our way to Whiterun because of the more peril, I guess. There seems to be more of an emergency to let the Jarl know about the dragon attack. Or we can help the local friendly general merchant store in getting their precious golden claw back. Well, this is definitely a discussion or a thought he will have in his own head, deciding what to do next. However, for me, the decision is quite clear. I don't know yet. I will make my way back to Riverwood. Get comfortable in the Sleeping Giant Inn so that Uthastyr can have his think. Because both situations in his mind, anyway, are of dire importance. The more logical brain would say, hey, let the Jarl know what's going on because a dragon attack is far more important. And just your run-of-the-mill general merchant can wait on his golden claw. However, he's not that kind of person.
Orgnar. Orgnar, are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch.
I'm going to see what is required for pheasant stew.
Did you hear me?
Yep, ale's going bad.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch.
He's going to make a few batches of these.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
Anything to help his warmth if he needs it. Guess I'll go to meat. So I can't actually cook the stew if I'm looking at this right. Only if it's hot. I actually have a theory. That theory will have to wait. Right. So because of the decision of what to do next is not exactly clear to him yet.
You're that visitor been poking around.
Yes, I have for a while now at this point. Can I borrow this?
I'm the innkeeper.
Oh.
It's my business to keep track of strangers. We don't get a lot of travelers here in Riverwood.
Well, I was hoping to do some alchemy. However, before I basically wander and not do anything productive and waste my time and yours, this is where I will end this session. I'm sorry if it was a bit slow and a bit boring. That is unfortunately going to be the beginning of this playthrough. It is going to be a slow progression at the start, mostly because of quote-unquote power level, if you want to call it that. His equipment is going to be very minimal for a number of sessions until he can either buy, craft, or scavenge off bandits or other nefarious people. Some equipment that would be beneficial for him. And like I've said, he has a decision to make, whether to let the Jarl know about what's going on with the dragon or to help Lucan. He will definitely have to sleep on that, especially now since he's getting tired. Well, on that note, thank you for joining me this session. And without further ado, have a good day, and I will see you next time at the table. Bye-bye.